So for those who have been subscribed to the channel for quite some time now, already know that 80 to 90% of the content here is Mario related. And there's one big reason as to why that is. I'm a huge fan of the Super Mario franchise. I've been playing the game since I was like 5 to 6 years old, so it's only natural to me to be sitting here today talking about the rumors that we've been hearing about for the past few days, VGC and other like video game newspaper companies discussing about the Super Mario 35th anniversary thing that Nintendo apparently has planned. And yeah, I just want to talk about my take on this and what they would do or could do. I want to talk about the top 4 or 5, I guess, 3D Mario games, which I'm pretty sure there's only 5, so I don't know why I said top. But I want to talk about these games and how it would be so freaking cool if we got a Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection in 2020. With that being said, let's get to it. What's going on, Jigsaw fam? JigsawFlex here, and as I mentioned, Super Mario 3D All-Stars would be freaking awesome. Now, VGC has stated that apparently someone at Nintendo had said that it's going to be Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy as one bundle. Kind of just like All-Stars, but I want to go the extra mile. What if 3D All-Stars, they included Galaxy 2 in that bundle, as well as Super Mario 3D World? So basically in this video, I just want to discuss how cool it'd be to have all 5 of the games, and how they would like go about like improving them, whether it be remakes, remixes, remasters, whatever it may be. Let's get on to it with the first candidate, the oldest title of them all, Super Mario 64. I still have the freaking original cartridge, which just means a lot to me. How Super Mario 64 has impacted my video game journey. It was my second game that I've played my whole entire life, and sadly it's not one of my favorite 3D Mario games. I like Sunshine and Galaxy better, but it'd be freaking awesome if 64 does come back and make it a lot better for me, because personally I do like the DS version, but I hated the controls. So what if in the 64 remake, I guess it would be a remake because, you know, Remastered would just have updated graphics, but I want more with 64. And what I'm basically trying to say is not only should we get updated visuals or like updated like controls, nicer controls, but include DS aspects that they didn't have obviously before back in the day. So it'd be awesome if 64 and DS kind of combined, or there's like a side event where you can like play Yoshi, Wario, Luigi in a separate like campaign. I think that would be really fun and really cool because it also has more content already. Not only does it have more content in the original, but it's also, in my opinion, more fun and it makes it more engaging. And in addition to this, if they added the minigames, you know, in the DS version, for example, the multiplayer minigame, gosh, I don't remember the name, but it was something like where you could play as like the Mario characters and then you were trying to like fight for the star or something. Like it's kind of similar to the DS New Super Mario Bros. Game, but 3D obviously, but it just makes the game much more livelier, and it's just coming from someone like me who did enjoy the game, but not as much as the rest. So I think that would be my take on 64. Not only updated graphics, but updated everything. Like, since it's the oldest one out of the bunch, I feel like it'd be better to build it from the ground up. So yeah. So coming up next, we have Super Mario Sunshine, which originally was my favorite Mario 3D game of all time, and then Galaxy came along to take it away from me, but I still love Sunshine. I love how different it is, and I know it's such a controversial game. Not a lot of people like it, but I know some people that do like it, so I'm just like, okay, well, it's kind of just like a mixed bag of thoughts, and I think this is the perfect opportunity to showcase what Sunshine is all about. Now, I gotta agree that back in the day when I was younger, I didn't really get the controls. A lot of people like thought it was janky, and I gotta agree, it is pretty janky, and as someone that really likes the game and played through it finally and beat it during middle school, I got used to the controls. And sure, you can get good at the controls or just like get used to it, but like the people in the beginning will like get scared off from it because, you know, it's bad or it's not as like intuitive. So it'd be the perfect opportunity for Nintendo to finally like fix that issue where the controls are a little bit janky. The B button where you're just like FLUDD, I think would be a little bit an issue in terms of controls, because now that we're using digital shoulder buttons or digital triggers, it's probably going to be hard to actually apply pressure to the water. So I'm kind of curious to see what Nintendo will do to fix that. I'm not sure, maybe they'll probably toggle like as a different button to spray while running and spray in place. So not sure how they're going to do about that. Honestly, the only things I do complain about Sunshine was the fact that there was so many blue coins, and I hated the fact that I had to collect all 120 if I wanted to like beat the game fully. Or is it, I don't know, 140? I don't remember how many coins there were, but there was just way too many. It was kind of like tedious like the Galaxy 2 Green Stars. So I hope they do something with that. I want to see if they're like going to like change that around to make it less tedious. Physics, I think, are the biggest issue too, just because, you know, you slide when you don't think you're going to slide off, like that one level in Rico Harbor with the secret mission. You don't even know if, oh, you're gonna slide off that cog. Oh, cool, I died. But if they could fix, like I said, it's the controls and physics that make this game a lot worse than it actually is. So I hope they could fix that if Sunshine does become a bundle or become a remastered thing. Up next, we have Super Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Now, I'm just going to call these two together as Galaxy in general, just because Galaxy 2 is basically a continuation of the first one, and so I don't see why Nintendo wouldn't include 2. I think it'd be really weird if they include 2 into like this collection or bundle. So yeah, with Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, honestly, it looks fine as it is. Obviously, you need it to like match up with the Switch's like configurations, such as 1080p 60 frames per second docked, so obviously it's going to be upscaled, but I still think that the Wii version is still phenomenal till this day. It would definitely be like a remastered version, updated textures and graphics and all, but I'm just kind of curious as to how they'll go about with like the aiming, you know, the controls with the star bits, as well as especially with Yoshi, if we're going to include Galaxy 2 in this such. I just don't know how they're going to utilize the pointer. You could, I guess, use the gyro sensor, where like I guess you could play with the Joy-Cons together, Joy-Con separate, without the grip, maybe have the sleeve so it feels more comfortable, and kind of act as if it was like the nunchuck and Wiimote, and have the right Joy-Con, if I'm not mistaken, that has the gyro sensor, and just, you know, shake where it makes it seem like you're playing the Wii version and you're shaking with the Wiimote. I think it'd be a little bit weird playing those two games with the Pro Controller, which is, I guess, kind of an issue because I feel like the Pro Controller is like the way to go to play most games, and I would rather play with the Pro Controller rather than the Joy-Cons because it just feels much more natural and like better in my hands. So I'm actually curious to see how they'll go about fixing that. It'd be interesting to see how they'll go about with Galaxy 2, since like a lot of it was, I had an issue with that one as well, because there's a lot of green stars and I thought that was super tedious. So it would be nice to see what they could do to make bonus content. Just to make Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2, which are Galaxy in general, to seem more like they worked on putting more stuff for people to enjoy, especially for veterans like me. You know, I played the games like numerous times, played the first one like 8 times in a row, so I want to see what could be possibly different for those things. As of right now, I don't really have any ideas, but like I said, as it is with the updated visuals, music, and just tweaking a little bit of like what they could do with the pointer, you know, it stands how it is. Galaxy is honestly an awesome game, so I'm just looking forward to see how they'll go about doing those two games. And lastly, out of the bunch, we have 3D World. Now, this was supposedly going to happen anyway, because if they made a deluxe version of New Super Mario Bros. U, like, they would have to include 3D World. I feel like this is a lot better of a game, better than New Super Mario Bros. U. Honestly, Mario 3D World could just be a normal port, but why stop there? The imagination and possibilities are endless with 3D World, because just like the DS version of Super Mario 64, I feel like they should add 3D Land content into this. I thoroughly enjoyed Mario 3D Land. I feel like it's such an underappreciated game just because it was just so different than the rest of the Mario 3D games before. It felt like literally 2D Mario meets 3D, and it's just the same thing. You're going to the flagpole and everything. But yeah, I just feel like 3D Land should be put into there. Like how they included special worlds in 3D World, I feel like they should like add additional 3D Land content. Obviously, there's going to be some tweaking, especially with the 3D Land, like 3D minigames or 3D rooms or whatever other stuff they need that's like 3DS related. I feel like they would definitely need to work towards that, like fixing. Having 3D Land levels, I think, would be a nice bonus to include, as well obviously as new characters to play as. Maybe we'll play as like Daisy, Toadette, Wario Waluigi would be freaking cool, but one of the biggest things I do want, though, if they do bring 3D World Deluxe or whatever in All-Stars, I think it would be freaking awesome if you could finally play online with friends. That would be a blessing, because a lot of my friends now are like away, and while I did do a Let's Play of it back in the day, it would be just awesome to be able to play around the world with friends. I'm not sure if it'd be full game, but just being able to play some levels would be freaking cool. Like, just to have that. Now, I know we don't have that new Super Mario Bros. U, but I can be, like, you know, dreaming. It's a possibility that we can do online with all those characters. Now, the only things, again, as I was, like, thinking of, like, the the touch features on the Wii U gamepad, that would be an issue because I know some levels, like that one, the one level with the sparkly, I don't know what you call it. It's like a sparkly level, and then it just basically told you, touch this over here, and it makes a platform move, or whatever it may be. And then there's some stuff with a microphone, so things that are, like, interactive like that could probably be cut off, or maybe just, like, change completely on how the level works. Maybe just have a toggle on how they move or something, kind of like a new Super Mario Bros. U with those, like, levers and everything. You use, you know, like, whoever's touching it first can, like, move it back and forth. The only thing I could also include to this is, like, I know that the crown is such, like, a big thing in 3D World. That's what made it, like, a competition compared to the new Super Mario Bros. One. So having the crown come back is obviously probably going to be a given. However, I would like to see, like, a scoreboard type of thing, just to see, like, how many points each player has tallied or each character has tallied. I feel like that would just make it a lot more competitive and see, like, okay, I need to do better in this level to get more points so I can beat this person. And I feel like it should just be based off of that. Like, the littlest things will just make the game a little better. But 3D World only came out like a few years ago, so I don't think it needs like a major upgrade. Just a little port, remastered version, maybe slightly different graphics, but it's kind of almost similar to the Wii U. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for the 3D World thing. I think that's all I have to say for that. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Let me know in the comment section below if you feel that this rumor is true. I really hope this is freaking true. Nintendo hasn't been saying so much about like their games for the past few months. I know we've had a drought of the Nintendo Direct and we only had the Mini, which was last week, which isn't really the worst thing in the world, but at least we got something out of it. But still, it just makes sense, honestly, that Nintendo would do something like this because they've been quiet about doing other games for the past few months, and I think this would be a perfect time to showcase like Mario's best games, in my opinion, which are the 3D games, and seeing it all as a bundle for Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Well, guys, let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed today's video and discussion, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll be back with more Super Mario content later on. See you guys next time. Peace.